Good, beautiful morning, everybody. Just getting set up here. Wow. Well, welcome to the Saturday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. It is Saturday, April the 22nd, 2023. I have two things today. I have the energy of Archangel Raphael with me today because he wants to discuss the concept of how you can heal your mind and your body. And I have with me also the energy of my guardian angel, John, who wanted to talk about why there is confusion, why and where did all of this frustration and confusion originate? And I was reluctant to share this discussion, but he said it was really important that people hear this, that you understand that the very people that you have entrusted with your education and your money are the very people perpetuating this absolute insane, divisive confusion in human collective consciousness right now. Think about this. Your education, what you learn, where you learn it from, most of what you know isn't even yours. Yes. So he's just saying, John's just saying, he wants me to tell you it's important you understand that most of the thinking that is going on in your mind is not of your own choosing. And that it is important that you begin a process of self-evaluation in order to effect a liberation from your suffering. Those in positions of authority who have themselves been corrupted by their own greed, their own sense of disassociation from any morality, has inclined them to simply do as they please. The evidence is in what has happened. There are trillions of dollars missing. Trillions of dollars missing from around the world, from every country. Your leaders, who were originally designed to act as guideposts for you, have been corrupted by their own ignorance. They have gotten lost in the sensation of the senses and seek to pleasure themselves at the expense of all others. Where you choose to ignore your spiritual nature in replace it with the functions of your biology exclusively, you are going to run into serious problems, as your biology is very limited in its scope of either morality or reason. Your biology does not think very much about other people. It thinks predominantly of itself. And those in positions of authority are now lost, deeply entrenched in the ignorance of biology, their animal nature, if I can use that term with you. As such, they have also been responsible for the types of education that you receive. Why do you think they monitor education? So they can control what it is you will think or not think, believe or not believe. And they can insert, alter, and change that educational programming as a function of their personal will. The so-called ministers and parliamentarians and leaders, what you call your governors, positions of power where they have sway over certain things, the vast majority of these ones are corrupted, and as such have placed in your minds information that is contrary to what is best for you, which is why you see so much suffering around this world. You see a great deal of suffering around this world, not because any of you want suffering, but because it benefits those who want to keep you distracted by your suffering so that you do not see the immorality, the neglect, and outright ignorance of their actions. But you are certainly experiencing the effects of their own delusions. The infighting between the different species has increased not because there's something wrong with what your skin color is. The fighting has increased because the distractions that poses keeps your attention away from the responsibilities that these ones are defiling. By defiling, I mean they simply use their positions of authority to assert their own functions of morality upon you. If you are able to awaken sufficiently enough, then what will follow will be very beneficial. Suffice to say that you must learn to assume authority over your own mind and body. You must learn to evaluate the source and nature of your thoughts, their causes and effects. It was said before that every single thought and word in all languages constitutes the structuring of vibrational energy, and that vibrational energy causes effects not only in the conditions of your function subatomically, but also in your behaviors, the overt behaviors you see. This, of course, will lead us to a different understanding of how to apply this knowledge. But you must learn a process of evaluating and assessing the thoughts that you have been given by the world. You must honestly look carefully at your mind and question, where do my thoughts originate from? Where do these beliefs come from? And those in positions of authority that control most of your communications are expounding ideas and information that go in conflict with life, with love, with compassion, with kindness, contrary to the flowery language they might use to communicate their delusions to you. You must learn to evaluate the thoughts and their quality. If you do not evaluate your thoughts and their quality, then the quality of your life, which represents the nature and composite of all your thinking, will continue to be as it is. It will continue to degrade or improve accordingly, whether you choose to regulate and monitor your own thoughts and thinking process, or whether you will choose to continue to relegate your thoughts and thinking processes to the authorities that control what you hear, what you see, what you think, and now what you say and what you do. And so there is no thinking for you, but they understand this very clearly. But understand their model of seeking to pit you against one another, their model of seeking to pit you against one another is a distraction for them to continue as they are. But we can assure you that this function of delusion, this function of greed, these functions of misdirection, immorality, are coming to a conclusion. Every thought, every belief, every idea is a structuring of energy that is being outpictured in the experiences you see happening all around you and all throughout the world. And these authorities would seek to hide information from you from one country to another, where there are people who are saying, no, this is not the type of thinking we want. These are not the types of beliefs we wish to live by. And so they have segregated their networks so that you can remain separate in your own confusion. And we are here to end that confusion. And you must end that confusion also within yourself. Thank you. So that's what John wanted to say about as the beginning. He wanted to just articulate that to us at the beginning. And we're going to shift a little bit over to the function of healing, because Archangel Raphael, you have to understand, beings of love have a commonality to them in what they say and what they do. Beings of fear, control, and power have things that are common to them. And what John is saying, that we must learn to really monitor our own thinking. And I can speak from personal experience. I spent a good portion of my life in confusion, in rage, in anger, in disappointment, suicidal, depressed. I went through those processes before I finally came to a place where I began to evaluate the thoughts in my mind, their source and their origin. What made me have this thought? What made me do those things? And it's important we take that one. If you can take anything what he's just said, please take that. Look at your thoughts. Every thought you think, every time somebody gives you an idea or a thought, there's an energy that's a function of creation in that thought. The word love is not just a word. The word anger is not just a word. They're structuring energy. They structure behavior. And they keep telling me this again and again and again. William, pay close attention to what you think. And so it becomes very important. Thank you for the new subscriber on TikTok. Thank you. And this becomes extremely important now. It also relates to healing. What is the function of healing? And I'm going to shift over to Raphael in just a moment. But on a personal level, going through what I went through, it doesn't matter what age you are, young, old, the people that need this information most are the younger generation, to realize that most of what you've been taught to think, you did not choose. Most of the thinking that most people are thinking, they did not choose. Even some of the most brilliant people on this planet that are doing great things for humanity, seeking to liberate humanity from suffering, much of what they think they acquired. The difference is, with those individuals, they began a process of self-evaluation, self-correction, that we must all begin. I know it took me many years to lead me out of the darkness that I was in. And I want to save you that time. Your suffering is unnecessary if you understand what's going to follow here today. Because the function of healing is, yes, I will. The function of healing is something that is under your authority. It does not have to remain in the authority of somebody out there, in a pill, in a bottle, in a drug, in a needle. Your authority over your mind and body must be assumed by you to establish the functions of creation more effectively. Okay, so one of the things, yes, so Raphael is saying, for those of you that are here today, I would request that you consider these 3 words. Ponder and feel the vibration of these 3 words. The first word is love. The second word is vitality. Do not just think the word as a thought in your mind. Connect yourself to the energy of these words. The energy of the word, not in relation to something outside of yourself, but feel the vibration that you initiate when you focus on the word love. Stay focused within yourself. Do not let the word love, its vibration, be related or correlated to anything outside of yourself or in your past. Stay connected to the word love. Think it and speak it slowly and feel the energy that you generate by the construction of that word love. Remain in the word love. Speak it, think it, feel its vibration. Once you understand that you can generate vibration of your own volition, then you will cease to be so dependent on the outside world to give you relief from your suffering. If you understand that your relief of that suffering exists within you through your own unique function of creation. And so the word love, speak and think this word. And each word I give you to think and speak, allow yourself to not simply have the word pass through your mind like a runner going by you, but hold it in your mind. Each word, hold it in your mind. Love is the first. The second word is vitality. It does not matter what you believe about the word, but feel the vibration that the word generates. You may need to think or speak the word several times to experience what energy is generated when you initiate your attention upon that word, vitality. Each word has its own unique function of creation. Love, vitality. And the third word to consider and ponder is peace. The vibration of the word peace. Love, vitality, peace. As you think and speak these words within your own space, do not let these words be related to anything outside of yourself, but feel the vibration that each word stimulates. The word love is a construction of energy that produces very specific effects in time and space. So when you think the word love and you speak the word love and allow yourself to become aware of the vibration it stimulates within your body, allow yourself to become aware of the vibration it stimulates in your body. And then with each word, do the same. The word vitality, vitality, vitality. Again, you may use the word in other languages. It will have a very similar and corresponding effect, as structures of energy are universal but may differ in their expression. And so with the word vitality, again, be aware of the energy, the sensation, the vibration that is stimulated in your body, in your awareness, when you think and speak the word vitality. And the third word is peace. Each word structures energy very specifically. And the energy of a word will structure the functions of action. Each and every word you think, every sentence you compile structures energy that ultimately results in functions of behavior, functions of health, functions of dis-ease. Every word, every idea that you give your attention to, the moment you bring your attention to it, you add a substance of your being to that word. And the nature of what you are is what gives life to what you experience. The nature of what you are is what gives life to what you experience in this physical dimension. If you hold on to and retain certain structures of words and ideas, if you hold on to certain ideas, they will live in your body and they will continue to cause effects in your energy of your biology. You will experience your physical body in very precise and specific ways according to the nature and quality of the energy that you have in your biological system vis-a-vis the structure of thought in your mind. This began the moment you were conceived, the moment your body was conceived for you to enter into it. The body, even at the single cellular level, was capable of receiving stimuli while also having the ability to respond to a limited degree to that stimuli. As your body evolved through the process of gestation in the womb, the ability for the form to receive information from the environment began to become more increased and enhanced as the capabilities of the biology expanded to move beyond simple singular cell consciousness to multicellular consciousness. But all through the process, the stimulating vibrations of the environment were impacting your physiological system. The information that your parents would consider and weigh and measure, the words and communications they would have in the environment around you through that process of gestation, words, languages, information, experiences loan themselves to imparting itself onto your biological system, including what you call the genetic or hereditary elements of information. For up to 3 and 4 generations, you can carry the memories, the knowledge, and experiences of your ancestors. But from a very broader perspective, you carry the knowledge of all things within your consciousness. As that process of gestation continued to go onwards, you reached a place where you left the womb, and then you had the process of being outside the womb, where you were now more intimately exposed to information from the environment. And all that information poured into your senses, ungoverned, unrestricted. You were simply an open vessel for receiving information and vibration from your environment. The thoughts, memories, and emotions that you possess being the foundation of that information. The vibrational nature of the language, the words, and the information that was expressed in the environment you were raised in and not simply the environment that you lived in with your biological families, but also the environments of your school systems where words and information, again, communicate qualities of energy into functional manifestation in your biology. That is, you hear a word like love, you hear a word like anger. Each word offers a very different structure of energy. It restructures energy. If you understand this, then what was said earlier by the other dear one on this understanding that you must learn to evaluate the thoughts that come into your mind so that you can assess the vibrational nature of them if they are suitable for the function of creation of your experience. For your life as it is now is a composite of all your acquired thoughts, emotions, and memories. And your life is composite. And many of these thoughts and memories and emotions were not even yours. They were given to you by the environment. You did not choose what your mother and father would say. They simply said what they said to you. You did not choose what your teachers would say to you. You simply opened and were receptive. You did not choose to evaluate and weigh and measure what your televisions were saying to you or your radios. There was no process of evaluation until you hit that biological point in consciousness around what you call the age of 10. Biologically speaking, that is generally what we have observed. And around that age of 10, that process of being able to evaluate one's own thinking begins to emerge. But it does not fully emerge until one hits that period of time you call adulthood, where then one can reflect on their thoughts, and hopefully you are hearing this and will begin the process. You must learn to do this, for the world will simply give you the thoughts that the world will give you. And your existing systems of education and knowledge and wisdom will continue to give you what it gives you. And unless you formulate your own evaluative process, and you will simply remain subjective to what the world is telling you to believe. The nature and quality of your health and your vitality are products of this composite of thoughts. Functions of health and disease are based on this composite of thoughts, and who controls your functions, your thoughts, your ideas about health and disease. Where do you receive these from? Where do you receive your ideas and beliefs about sensuality or sexuality? Where do you receive your ideas and belief about who you are as an individual? Many of you have not taken that step of self-evaluation to really look inward and evaluate, where do these thoughts come from? Who gave them to me? Did I choose this thought? And the answer for most of you, for about 90% of the content of your mind, will be that you did not choose at least 90% of what is going on in your mind right now. It was given to you to think by your environment, and you have simply accepted it without question. But the moment you awaken to the understanding, you must learn to question and evaluate the thinking that goes on in your mind. Then a process of renewal, rejuvenation, and regeneration can be undertaken. But it starts with something small. The 3 words that I've given you: love, vitality, peace. These 3 words, if you can allow yourself to feel the energy that you generate when you give attention or speak and think that word and feel the energy, then you become familiar with, I create a vibration from the word love. I create a vibration from the word vitality. I create a vibration from the word peace. And every word in all languages creates a vibration. The word war has a vibration to it, and it creates functional actions, as all words are directions for energy to manifest in a very specific and precise way in this condition of time and space that you find yourself experiencing. The process of healing your body, for some of you are struggling with healing your body, we would say simply that the function of healing is not localized to only your body, but it's also to your communities, to your species, to your minds. That the function of healing is needing to be undertaken in all of these areas. And our meditation today will be specifically about restoring yourself to the function of evaluation, because in the process of self-evaluation, you can begin to heal, because the world has confused so many, because those that are corrupted by their own, let us say, seductions of time, space, and matter, their own seductions, their own greed, their own avarice, those that are corrupted by that gain great benefit by you being corrupted also, because they can only give you what they themselves possess. And so you can see by the vast amounts of monetary resources that have disappeared, by the corruption and evil that you see in your non-leadership. I use that term because leadership does not harm. Leadership recognizes the functions of love in leading, not the functions of. And as you come to this understanding of the evaluative process of your own thoughts, you can begin to move yourself away from the suffering that has been imposed upon you by your external systems of education and communication that seek only to get sensation out of you. Whereas the purpose of our arrival on this planet is to inform you quite easily and gently that you are as equal in potential and capability as any other on this planet in terms of your ability to assume authority and responsibility over your own thinking process. And many of you have found it, unfortunately, beneficial to you to force others to submit to your ideologies without any regard for how it would influence or affect others. But such an action is usually the result of one who's simply corrupted themselves. So healing, the function of healing, requires you understand how you orchestrate and structure energy in your biological system, how you structure energy. The three words that I gave you to speak and think: love, vitality, peace. To become sensitive that words manifest energy, both the words you choose and the words you have stored in your mind from your environment. And you must begin a process of evaluating your thinking, the thoughts in your mind, their source and their origin, to examine the energy to the thoughts that you currently possess. And when you become sensitive to that, you will not be deceived. When you become sensitive to energy, you cannot be deceived by anyone. When you become sensitive to energy, you can know the truth or the falsity of any idea, no matter whom it comes from. None would speak to you and pass a lie through you that you would not know it if you understand and cultivate your sensitivity to energy. The vibrational energy of love, the word love, the vibrational energy of the word love is very different than the vibrational energy of the word fear. You can, if you are so curious as to weigh and consider these two words and look at them in your mind's eye, love and fear, and feel the vibration of each word. And in becoming aware of the vibration of each word, you can affect choice. That word vibration does not feel good. This word vibration does. You must become sensitive to energy, for then you can understand no individual in this physical dimension can manipulate you or control you or deceive you if you understand how to sense and know the truth of the energy of what is being presented to you. The function of healing requires that you understand the vibrational nature of language and the words that compose sentences, ideas, general concepts, specific concepts. When you begin to become sensitive, then putting words into structures together, you can affect great healing, that your body is a beautiful divine instrument. The structure of those words, that your body is a beautiful and divine instrument as it is. If you truly understood and could feel the vibration of those words, then you would know the truth of it. But if you have been given thoughts that there's something wrong with you, and we see this, so many people telling other people there's something wrong with you, the vibration of that word causes an effect. The vibration of the structure of that sentence causes an effect. The difficulty you will have is there is so much confusion in the world by what is being presented, that you must learn to become sensitive to energy within yourself first, to begin a process of organizing and sorting through the ideas in your mind on a moment-to-moment basis, to recognize the vibrational nature of this thinking process, this thought, this memory, this emotion. What is its vibration? Then to be able to affect a deliberate and intentional change in what thought would be more beneficial as a function of creation to embody in your mind. Because when you embody a vibration in your mind, you will embody it in your actions. When you embody it in your actions, it creates the experiences you're currently having. And this is not a judgment upon any. For all of you, young and old, when you understand the nature of energy and you can feel and become sensitive to it, and you were all sensitive to it in the first moments of your arrival in this physical world, all of you are completely open and sensitive to everything. And now you must come to this place where your self-awareness allows you to evaluate what thoughts, ideas, and information you hold in your mind, to evaluate them, to begin a process of transformation through your own will. And I can promise you this, if you go through the process of restructuring your mind and the nature and quality of the thoughts in your mind so that the energy of them is based in the function of love and not in the function of fear, you will find your suffering, both mental and physical, will begin to ameliorate quite rapidly. We've seen this many, many times, where we've watched people change a single belief or thought in their mind, and it restructures the energy in their biology. Many of the masters, including myself, that do healing, we understand this process, and we don't simply impart energy onto you to heal you. That would do you no good. Give you temporary relief. But we would rather choose to offer you ideas that you can apply, information, the structure of words and ideas that you can experience the energy of, so that you can begin to affect healing as a cause of your own doing and experience the effect of that instantly. The three words, come back to these three words and feel the vibration of their energy. Love. Think and speak that word, love. And be aware of the energy that you create, that you generate, that you produce. And then vitality. Feel the vibration as you speak and think the word vitality. And then think and speak the word peace and feel the vibration, the energy that you create. And every word, every thought, every sentence is a structuring of energy that manifests as you're experiencing creation in this physical dimension. And so you can look around you and see very clearly that how each individual is structuring energy as a function of creation. If there is suffering, then the structure of information is based in ideas that produce that energy. If there is joy and happiness, then there's thoughts and structures of information that support that energy. But the structure of thought and words organize energy so that it can be brought into physical manifestation. And your ability to become sensitive to this understanding, to the thoughts you have in your mind, to the thoughts that others give you, will allow you to accept or reject or change any thought, idea, or information that goes contrary to love, contrary to vitality, contrary to peace. There are many others: curiosity and playfulness, excitement, joy. There are many words that can structure energy very differently in your mind and in your world, but you often find yourself distracted by the sensationalized information being propagated at you through entertainment systems, through leaders who are espousing specific ideologies and philosophy to you. But if you have a regard and an understanding for the sensations of energy, then you will know if someone is one speaking to me of truth from love, or is one speaking to me from fear for the sake of manipulation. And you'll find that many of your leaders today are speaking from fear in order to manipulate you, not to improve or enhance the quality of your life, but to improve and enhance the quality of theirs at your expense. But one who understands what is being said here today cannot be deceived. One who understands can recognize when one is presenting themselves to you from a place of fear, you will know it. If one is presenting themselves to you from a vibration of love, you will know it. There's very, yes, it's very important you understand this. The three words, love, vitality, peace. As you become sensitive to the energy the word generates, you may also notice how your body reacts and responds to the vibration of the word that you speak and think. The word love, to think it and speak it and feel what that word as a vibration initiates in your body. Become sensitive to it. The more sensitive you can become to the movements of energy, the more sensitive you can come to being able to discern the truth and the vibrations that are beneficial and of good cause to you. And the word vitality. Let yourself think and speak the word and feel how your body reacts and responds to the vibration of that word. It is very important that you understand at least this basic concept that the structure of words in the form of individual words in the structure of sentences organize functions of energy. Functions of energy organize your functions of behavior. They are the movement of energy is the source of cause and effect in your experiential state in this physical dimension. And you get to experience the effects of your own causing. Or you get to experience the effects of somebody else's causing. Every word creates an energy. Every word. Be mindful of the energy of words, for there's much dialogue going on in your mind that you must learn to evaluate so that you can stop the dialogue and begin to evaluate that communication that's going on between one aspect of your mind and another, where you can intervene and say to it, be still. Let us focus on the vibration of love. Let us focus on the vibration of vitality. Let us focus on the vibration of peace. You can then begin to orchestrate your conflicted mind more deliberately. And you must learn to do this, or you continue to allow the world to do it for you. But at some point in your evolution, you'll be placed in a position where you must assume authority over your mind, or reach the consequences of the effect of not doing so, which is to subjugate yourself often to other people. Three words: love, vitality, peace. This brings us to our short meditation together. And it is very simple. Meditation is not a complex or difficult process. It is not something that requires great skill. It simply requires persistence. It gets easier when you understand the simple nature of how to direct your body, how to direct your mind, which is, again, part of the process we are going through right now. You have a physical body, and you live on 4 different dimensions that we can discuss with you right now. There are others, but the 4 that we wish to discuss with you right now are very simple. You live in a physical dimension, or we should say through a physical dimension. So the level of this dimension is the physical dimension. There is another dimension called the dimension of emotion, which is the product of the 3rd dimension, which is thought. The causative element from thought to biology is what happens in the mind generates an energy that causes an effect in your biology. Those are the first 3 dimensions. And then there's the dimension upon which you live, where you can observe your thoughts, those invisible thoughts that you have in your mind that nobody else sees, but you see. You live on this 4th dimension of awareness. There is a dimension above you, again, that would not be of benefit to go into discussing at this point as we prepare for the meditation. But these are the 4 dimensions that you live upon while in this physical dimension. The 4 dimensions that you get to experience. As you gain familiarity with your ability to experience these dimensions, you then have authority over the function of creation while you're in this physical world. In the meditative process, the first fundamental element is to get the body to become quiet, open, and receptive to you. The second element will be to get your mind to become still and quiet. And this is much easier than many of you will think. Because your minds have been, some of you have minds that run on, that you cannot even sleep properly at night because your mind is running on. But you do not understand that your mind is simply a system of information that can be restructured by your will. Not by hard will, but by compassionate will. By compassionate will. Very important you understand this. So I'm going to put something up on the screen here. There will be a Q&A segment to today, but it'll be after he's finished with the meditation. So I'm going to put this up on the screen. It says, breathe. So wherever you're sitting, if you can't sit, then lie down. If you can't sit, then lie down. But get your body into a position that you'll know that it'll be comfortable for 5 to 7 minutes. It doesn't take, it's not a long, complex process. For some of you, it may take more time. For some of you, it will happen very easily. But each of you are at your own respective level. So you want to start breathing your body slowly and deeply, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Or if you want, you can just breathe in and out through the nose, whichever you prefer. But breathe in a fashion that as you exhale, you're giving your body instruction to relax. So you're just breathing in. And as you exhale, you just say to the body as you exhale, relax. And you direct all the muscles in your body to relax as you exhale. That's the first step. And each breath you take, on the exhale, that's when you can direct muscles to relax, nerves, organs, and glands to relax. Even let the marrow in your bones relax. You're directing the body because you're designed by nature to direct it, right? It's designed to serve you. Yes, I know there's some people asking questions about, well, if my body is supposed to serve me, then why am I sick? We will get to this a little bit later. But first you must establish that relationship of authority, of loving authority over your body. So when you're breathing and relaxing, you're allowing the body to relax. You're allowing the muscles in your face to relax. Always on the exhale, it will be easiest for you to direct your body to relax. And with each breath, you allow your body to relax more fully and completely, giving the muscles permission to relax. If there are external distractions, do not pay attention to them at this point. Simply continue to give your body permission to relax. Pull your attention away from distraction back to your breath, directing the body to relax as you exhale. Giving every muscle in your face, allowing the muscles in your face to relax. With each breath, every exhale, relaxing your body, relaxing your body, relaxing. Always on the exhale, you can continue to hear these words and continue to allow your body to relax. Just keep your attention on the breath and directing your body to relax. With each breath, you're getting your body to become more open and receptive to your awareness. It is important that your body become open and receptive to your awareness. So that way you establish a relationship of authority over your body that's between you and your body. The authority over your body has been governed by external agencies for the most part, your schools, your education. But now it's time to restore your authority over your body, to breathe slowly and deeply, release tension from the body. Allow the body to relax more fully and completely. Allow all the muscles in your arms and chest and legs and back to relax as you exhale. And know that with every exhale, your body will continue to relax more fully and completely without any effort on your part. Just allow them to relax. Give them permission to relax. All the muscles, all the nerves, all the organs, all the glands. Allow them to relax on the exhale. And now we go to the second step, move your attention to the place where there is thought, memory, emotion, and distraction. Become aware of them. Just observe them. And then breathe into the space of your thoughts, into the space where your mind is. Breathe into that space. And as you exhale, release all thought, all memory, all emotion. Give your mind permission to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive. You may even use those words to your mind. I give you permission to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive. With each exhale, that is what you do now. You release thoughts, you release memories, you release distractions. On the exhale, and feel how easy it is to release thoughts as you exhale. Giving your mind those suggestions to become quiet, calm, open, and receptive to your awareness. You may even say to your mind, it's perfectly safe to not think for a little while. And notice that with each exhale, both your mind and body are relaxing more and more fully and completely. This is putting you into a position of conscious awareness. In this position of consciousness, you can more readily observe, analyze, and evaluate the thoughts that are going on in your own mind, but also you can evaluate the thoughts that others present to you so that you can evaluate them from a place of detachment. That is, you're not caught up in your own mental process, which will tend to interfere with your observation of the truth. So breathing slowly and deeply with each exhale, allowing the body and giving the mind permission to be still, giving it permission to not think, letting it know it's perfectly safe. It's okay for it to be quiet, calm, open, and receptive to you. Let your mind and body know it's perfectly safe to be open and receptive to you. With each breath, you'll notice it will get easier for thoughts to be released, for the body to relax, and for stillness to start to become part of your awareness, which is your consciousness is very still. And as you continue to breathe, bring the following 3 words into your consciousness and feel how these words affect the energy in your mind and body. Love. Bring the word love into your consciousness. Think and speak the word love. Feel how the body and mind respond when you give them the vibration of that word, love. Speak and think the word several times. And now bring this thought into your mind, the word vitality. Bring the word vitality into your mind. If any thoughts or memories or nervousness comes up in your body, just simply breathe, and as you exhale, allow that to relax and bring your attention back to the word vitality. Feel the vibration that the word vitality stimulates in your mind and body. Think and speak the word vitality several times. With each exhale, allow the vibration of the words to go into your body and mind. As you exhale, allow the words to go into your mind and body. And now bring the third word into your mind, the word peace. Think and speak the word peace and feel the energy the word stimulates, peace. Become aware of how your mind and body respond to the vibration of the word peace. Think and speak the word several times. Allow yourself to feel how your body and mind respond to the word peace. As you exhale, allow the vibration of the word peace to go into your mind and body. And just allow yourself to experience that vibration. To what degree you allow yourself to experience the vibration of these words, love, vitality, peace. As you become sensitive to the vibration of words, then you can become very adept eventually at being mindful of what thoughts you allow to go through your mind, of what thoughts you allow others to offer you, of what thoughts you allow yourself to receive from your technology. Because you must understand that every word has a vibration. That vibration forms an energy. That energy forms a cause, an effect. So the function of vibration becomes very important when you realize you can utilize it. You can organize energy into specific functions. That is emotion. Love organizes energy into a very specific function of energy. Vitality organizes the function of energy into that function. The word peace organizes energy into the function of that word. And every word in your mind, both consciously and unconsciously, is orchestrating and organizing energy for you. So you must become conscious, become aware of the thoughts that come to your mind and from where they come, so that you might begin a process of reclaiming and reorganizing, regrowing your own mind. A mind based in love and curiosity, a mind based in excitement and compassion, a mind based in creativity, excitement, dynamic social interaction. You can begin to renew your mind, and when you renew your mind, your body shall be renewed also. If your mind is made whole, your body shall be made whole as well. It is not so much that you are aware consciously, but what is hidden in your mind that you must unhide, that you must recognize that everything occurring in your world around you is an effect of what is within you. Everything. And when you begin that process of self-correction, you'll begin to observe that self-correction occurring in your experiences as well. But to go into your mind, to look for the opportunities where you suddenly have thoughts that are uncomfortable and unpleasant, and realize that most of those thoughts you did not choose. Most of your unpleasant and uncomfortable thoughts you did not choose. They were given to you by your so-called entertainment, given to you by your leaders, given to you by others. And when you go through this process of deliberately and consciously evaluating, and you must go through this process to liberate yourself from the suffering that is not yours. But this is a choice you must make. You must undertake this journey of creation. You have decided to do this when you came into this world. You decided to undertake a journey of creation. And if your life is very difficult right now, understand that it is not something you chose to create, but not having the process of being able to evaluate and comprehend the organization of energy through the utilization of thought, you by default are experiencing what you're experiencing. But again, the function of these three words, love, vitality, and peace, these three words are a good starting point for you to become sensitive to what energy you can cultivate. As you begin to evaluate the vibrational quality of certain thoughts, the thought, for example, that I am no good is a thought that produces a vibrational energy. And of course, that energy necessitates very specific functions that happen in terms of behavior. And not having the awareness that you can alter and change a thought, then you are simply subjective to the thoughts you hold and store in your mind, and what your conventional sciences call the subconscious mind, which is the heart of your creative realm. It's where you store all the information for creation and your experience of this world. And you may continue in this process as long as you like, becoming very diligent and observant of what thoughts come to you, from whom they come, and the vibration of thoughts. You then have the opportunity to say, I will not accept that vibrational offering. You speak of war to me, I will not accept that vibration. You speak of being angry and mean, I will not bring that energy into my life. That does not mean that there may not be a time when you must physically stand your ground against those who would seek to harm you because of their own immorality. You see that going on today. And I use that word immorality because it represents a function of energy that goes contrary to the functions of love. It supports the functions of fear. As you have only two polarized qualities of energy that you might create within this physical dimension. The first one is love. And all of the various levels and dimensions, the different frequencies of that, from compassion to playfulness to excitement to bliss. And then the other polarity you have to choose from is fear. You have only these two energies to choose from. And each one has its own degrees of intensity, its own level of heaven or hell, if you like, that you can go into a place of such great fear that you can be a raging madman, a mass murderer, and you can go into such states of incredible love and bliss that you can be a saint or a healer or a messiah. These polarities are available to everyone. There is no specialness in terms of who can be what, but every one of you is choosing that you have no choice over. You must choose. But if you choose to not be conscious of what you choose, then you will experience a life of seeming hopelessness because you have not awakened to the reality that you have the ability to create energy to manifest as different conditions in your life. Yes. I say thank you to you. God bless you. Thank you. Wonderful. So I want to say thank you, everybody, for coming on today. We're going to take some questions and answers. Again, I have the energy, my guardian angel John here. I've got Archangel Raphael with me. And of course, I've got others that are standing by for anybody who calls them forth. You can call forth, beings to interact with you. And most people are calling forth beings from a place of fear. Now, I keep being told the same thing. We only have two choices in what we're going to create with, love or fear. That's it. There is no other thing. There is nothing else in all of creation but love or fear. And each will give birth to its own manifestation, right? Each will give birth to its own manifestation. I'm just checking out here. Okay, and I'm going to also pull up my phone and make sure, because somebody is asking questions and paying the $10 question thing through my link tree. And I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. We didn't miss anybody yesterday, but we're good that way. But I do want to take a chance to give a shout out to Chloe Hicks, Shamesh Panmur, Sharpova, and who else we got here? We got Oma and Treblicious. I want to say thank you for becoming my first subscribers on TikTok. I really appreciate it. But let's get into some questions and answers here. There we go. Question from Heather. People have been questioning Master Jesus walking on water. If we are all energy. This is a great, I've had this conversation with him about this. The Sea of Galilee, okay. A lot of people in Christianity are not going to like this. In classical Christian mythology, they think of it as him walking upon physical waters. He told me that that is not the case. Much of what you hear from scriptural text has been presented in a fashion that most people will not comprehend and understand, because the people that took over the teachings of the master and used it as a mechanism for their own social control tended to distort what actually happened. What he told me is the stormy sea, the Sea of Galilee, when your mind is completely out of control and you have no authority, you feel like you're being tossed and turned, like, I don't know what to do. I've been there, done that. He says, that is the stormy sea. And you must realize that you have authority to say to your own mind, be still, be still, be still. So that the uncontrolled mind is like the Sea of Galilee, sloshing and racing around. That's what it is. And many of us, and I've been through that process, and what he taught me and showed me is literally teaching how your mind, how to be still, how to be quiet, how to be peaceful, to calm the waters of your mind, to calm the waters of your mind. That's walking upon the water, where you're not lost in it, you know. You're not lost in the thinking. You're not lost in fear. You're not lost in anger. You're not lost in the stuff of your mind. You can calm the waters and walk upon them, be above them. That's the understanding that he gave me about it. It was about literally learning to calm the waters of your mind, to recognize that you are the divine authority over your mind and body. You are. You are. You came here to learn that. It's a great question, by the way. Thank you so much. Question from Nancy, 777. What is happening to my son? He is isolating himself, paranoid, and turning against people. He was so positive and filled with love. Will he be okay? He will be okay. Yes, I will. First, you need to do one thing. You need to feel your love for him. Do not let your fear be that which you offer him. In your attempt, in your concern, you are offering him your fear. Let your love, let your joy be the countenance that you approach him with. So just as a parent, understand that when you think and feel certain things, your children feel it immediately, whether they're young children or teenagers or adults. In family systems, there's a communication of energy that when you think and feel a certain way about somebody, you're transmitting an energy to them. So I'm being told to tell you this about your son. The boy that you see being happy in your mind, the one that you remember being happy, I don't know why the air quotes, but the boy you remember being happy, stay connected to him and allow that to be what you offer him. Offer him the vibration of joy. Offer him the vibration of compassion. I'm being told your son is going through some stages of his life right now where he does not understand. And this is happening to a lot of young people right now. The soul, you are a soul. You're not your mind, you're not your body, you're not your thoughts. You have these as instruments. And a lot of young people around the terrible twos is the first place where the soul rebels against information, ideas that are being impinged upon the system that conflict with that soul's nature, right? And then around age 13, 14, 15 is another point where the child has been programmed by the environment. And I got to tell you, what kids are going through and what they're being raised with today is absolute insanity. You look at what's on television, there's all these shows about death and destruction, and you can't trust anybody. And The Walking Dead, all these shows, all this so-called entertainment, filling your mind and your children's mind with vibrations, with words and information that are vibrations, what they've been talking about this morning. And those go into these young people's minds, and it affects them. And they go to bed at night with that running on in their mind. And if they're not taught that they're not the information in their mind, they'll become subjected to it. But I'm being told to tell you, if you want to offer your son support, simply go in and let him know you love him. No matter what he thinks or feels or believes, you love him. That statement, no matter what you think or feel or believe, I always love you. And you must speak those words because you mean those words. You must not speak those words just to say the words. You must speak them because you mean them. Do not go in there and say, I love you no matter what you think, I think, whatever it is. Do not speak words to him that you do not mean. I love you no matter what you think about me. Whatever you need to say, but it must be truth. Right? It must be the truth. He needs to hear that. He needs to know that you love him no matter what. And you must mean those words. And also ask him to evaluate his thoughts. Start asking, ask anybody, where are your thoughts coming from? Where do they originate? Where'd you get those thoughts from? Where'd you get that belief from? Oh, my professor taught me that, or I read it in a book. I got it from you. Well, what do you want to think? You want to just believe what they tell you, or do you want to evaluate your own thoughts? People must learn to evaluate their own thoughts, because people are just wholeheartedly accepting whatever's shoved into their minds through television and radio and news stations. And if you don't learn to evaluate your own thoughts, you will suffer. If you do not learn to evaluate your own thoughts, you will suffer the consequences of that ignorance. You must learn to start to evaluate the vibrational nature of all thought that comes to you and is within you. You must begin this process of sorting out the wheat from the chaff, which is another really good thing that he taught me. The sorting out of the wheat and the chaff is to look into your mind and find in your mind what is good and what is not good, to sort out the thoughts, the ideas, the beliefs that are low vibrational, and release them and bring in good thought, good ideas, good beliefs that are vibrationally uplifting. Those three words that Raphael gave us today, love, vitality, peace. They have a vibration in them. Every word that goes through our minds has a vibration to it. Please remember that. And let your son know, to get him to evaluate where his thoughts come from. So most of his thoughts aren't even his. If everybody knew that, if you knew that most of the thoughts that you're thinking in your mind aren't even yours, most of them were put there by your environment, then it would be a pretty smart idea to start evaluating them, wouldn't it be? Because you're probably living out somebody else's life, somebody else's belief, not even connecting your own. And that's when kids start getting crazy, because they're disconnected from who they are, from who they really are. They're programmed with all this information. You should be this, and you should be that, and you should think this, and you should think that. I went through that insanity. Not as much as the kids today are going through it. The kids today, they got it everywhere. They got a whole world at their fingertips. All these ideas and beliefs, and they must be taught how to evaluate the vibration of thoughts and ideas, so that you can stay connected to what you know is right, not what somebody tells you is right, but what you know is right. Look, I know it's wrong to be sexually assaulted. I know it's wrong. I've been sexually assaulted. As a child, I was sexually assaulted repeatedly. I know that's wrong. And now there's a belief that it's right. People are beginning to say, well, maybe this is okay. No, it's not okay. I don't care who you are. It's not okay. It will not be tolerated. It will be smitten down. All that darkness is coming down. But you must teach your children and yourself to evaluate the source of your thoughts and the nature and quality of those thoughts and ideas. I watch so many woke people doing these interviews, and you question them on one thing and say, where did you get the idea that that's okay from? Well, I so-and-so said that. Well, what do you think? People are not being taught to evaluate their own thoughts, and education and governments don't want you to think your own thoughts, because if you start thinking your own thoughts, you start remembering what energy is, you'll start to recognize politicians when they're lying to you. You'll start recognizing businesses where they're trying to manipulate you to buy their poisonous products. You'll start to know the truth, because when you're connected to your soul, you always know the truth. And those three words, love, vitality, peace, are vibrations. And if you pay attention to the vibration of words, you can tell if one feels good and doesn't feel good. Feel the word love and feel the word fear. Feel the difference. And they don't want everyone to wake up. They benefit from people simply ignoring, evaluating, and creating their own thinking. Sorry, I didn't mean to get into that. I'm not sorry. Just somebody saying I'm sorry I had to go through that. Looking back in retrospect, I'm grateful it happened because I know how wrong it is, and I will never agree to anybody trying to convince anybody that violating a child in any way, shape, or form is moral in any way, shape, or form. It's the most heinous thing to do. To act as you are not is a lie. To be what you are not, to pretend you're being something that you're not, is a lie. And there's a lot of that going on the planet right now, and people are just accepting it because they don't think for themselves. They don't evaluate. And I've seen the horrified looks on school children when they got these beings doing these sexual dances in front of them. This is wrong. I experienced that kind of treatment from somebody forcing themselves on me. And if you're trying to tell me that it's right to shove a sexual agenda in front of a child that has not learned how to think or reason for themselves yet, you are out of your mind. You're absolutely out of your mind, and you are criminally responsible for affecting adversely the consciousness of another soul before it has the right and ability to think on its own. And parents should be very mindful of what they would choose to define as right or wrong on the basis of simply wanting to be accepted by somebody because they feel insecure. My mom allowed a man into my life because she was insecure. And again, I love my mom. I don't resent any of the experience I've had. I'm very grateful because they blessed me in so many different ways, but it wasn't necessary. It didn't have to happen. If you don't live in fear, if you live in love, and you can know the difference between what is true and what is not, you will never be deceived. You will never come to harm. Different things happen. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you for the badges. Got 2 new subscribers on TikTok. Thank you so much, guys. Let me see if I can get another question here. Someone says, Ayla is saying, good morning. I'm wondering if my mom has a message for me. She's saying the flower beds. Go to the flowers. You're going to find something in the garden. Go to the flowers when you tend them. You'll find something in there. You'll find something in there. You'll find something in there. Tend to the gardens. Again, I don't know what gardens are, but go tend to them. And then let us know. Thank you so much. Question from Sonia. Can you please ask my brother Carlos Ortega if he has any information for me? I'm trying to ask him to translate it into a different language because he's speaking in, I think it's Spanish. He's saying, slow down. He's saying something about that there's a neighbor that he left something with for the girl, his girlfriend. I presume you mean your girlfriend. Yes, okay. So he left, something has been left with a neighbor that was for his girlfriend. Right. That needs to be managed. And he's saying he's so grateful for how you have handled this. He says you were always so strong. He loves that about you. You're always so strong. But he's telling me also that you need somebody to nurture you. He's saying she needs somebody to nurture you. You need somebody to nurture you. It's important. Yes. Yes. He says he tries to, but you keep pushing him back. He says not doing it maliciously, but when you find yourself thinking about your brother like this, feel his presence with you. Feel his presence with you. Your mind doesn't have thoughts randomly. Even in this environment, your mind does not have thoughts randomly. You're walking down the street, you hear music playing, you find yourself, your mind does not operate randomly. Something causes an effect. So something causes you to suddenly think about someone that you love that's no longer in the physical dimension because their energy is stimulating or interacting with that part of your brain that's connected to them. So they're energetically connecting with you. And you can just pause for a moment and just feel their presence. I'm just feeling my my grandfather right now. And if you just take a moment to just pause and feel the presence of their energy. When you suddenly start thinking about, pause, breathe, relax, and just feel their energy. They don't have a body, so you can't see their body. Although I've seen instances and heard of instances where a silhouette of a body has appeared and they know it's them. So that can happen too. But yeah, you need somebody to nurture you, darling. Does my grandmother on my dad's side have something to tell me? For some reason, ghost, the first words that coming to me from them is ghost rider. What do you mean by that? Ghost rider. Tell me what that means to you. It's loud and clear. It's in big caps. Ghost rider. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. The little one. She likes the little one. She really does like the little one a lot. Tell her to be mindful, not to stifle. What's the word? Misunderstand what they share with you. They're going to say some very strange things to you. That's because they are able to see. They're able to see. They are able to hear the little one. She really likes the little one. So their little one sees and hears more than what their senses are seeing. Don't be discouraging. Be encouraging of that, of what they're perceiving multidimensionally. Question from Michelle. I sold my home and have to be out by May 29th. The house I was moving to fell through. Will another home come through for me? Buy one or rent one? I don't want to be homeless. You won't be homeless. I can tell you that right now. All the emotion, the anxiety that you're feeling around this sudden change, okay? All the emotion and anxiety that you're feeling around this, release it. Take a deep breath and release the emotion of fear and anxiety, because the emotion, the energy that's produced by the thoughts of I've lost this, the deal fell through, that statement, the deal fell through, produces an energy that you're calling fear and anxiety. That fear and anxiety is an energy that will create. Try this thought and feel the energy of this thought. Another better opportunity is mine. Just feel the energy of that thought. Another better opportunity is mine. Feel the vibration of that thought and really hold that thought in your mind and feel its energy. Another better opportunity is mine. And sit with that for the next couple of hours. And anytime you feel that fear or anxiousness come back, another better opportunity is mine. Notice the words structure energy, and they structure feelings, because you're creating energy. Energy affects biology. And when you create an energy, you generate an emotion, and your body feels it, because you will. Your body, if you're making that statement, another better opportunity is mine, and you really feel the energy of that thought, you'll feel a reaction in your body. And once you feel a reaction in your body, you're bringing the energy into matter, into time space. And that's really important. And if you can sustain it, hold the energy in, it's going to create an effect that you'll have that wonderful new home you've been really, really wanting. The new, better opportunity is yours. Remember that. A new and better opportunity is mine. Stay in that energy. Thank you so much for that question. Really appreciate it. Question from Nat Gal. How can I heal anxiety and fear from chronic uncomfortable physical symptoms? Been trying to heal for so long. Nat Gal, I have a simple answer to that. Emotion, this is what they tell me. Emotion is and thoughts are accumulative and regenerative. And when you start, the first thing you want, if you're feeling physical symptoms, okay, if you're holding physical symptoms in your body, it's because the emotions have become locked in your subconscious field and the body is now holding on to that energy. First step for you, step one, to go to the places in the body And you're going to do this very consciously. So you go to a place where the aches and pains are in the body, and you start with those. Wherever the pain is, bring yourself to that place in the body where the pain is and say, I'm here to love you and take care of you. Just communicate that thought to where the pain is in the body. I'm here to love you and take care of you. And feel the vibration that happens. Feel the vibration. That's where you want to start. You want to start with first learning to communicate to the existing energy, because when you bring a thought, create a thought, it creates an energy. The energy produces a vibration. So you're bringing your attention to that part of the body. You're bringing that thought. I'm here to love you and take care of you is a thought that produces an energy. And you want to feel how that thought affects the energy there. And once you feel the energy shift and change with the new thought, you can repeat the thought, or you can add more thoughts that will provide different energy there. You can then go to, no matter what you think or believe, I will take care of you. You can alter and change the thoughts that you give to that part of the physical structure. And when you feel the shift or change in the body, it will start to alter. Then you're going to go up to the anxiety. The anxiety, the same thing with anxiety. If it's anxiety in your mind, if you're feeling like, because I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. So when you go to that place where you feel the anxiety, don't attack the anxiety. Don't try to get rid of it. Just say to it, I'm here to love you and take care of you, even if I don't understand you. So actually communicate to your anxiety. I'm here to love you and take care of you, and watch and feel what happens to the anxiety. It'll be almost instantaneous if you think that thought sincerely. I'm here to love you and take care of you, even if I don't understand you. You think the thought sincerely towards that anxiety, and watch what happens. And please, Nat Gal, share your experience in the comment section on the YouTube panel there, please, so other people know. Very, very important that people get knowledge and experience, and you share what changes for you, what you apply here. Just scrolling through. Can my guides, somebody's saying, Angie saying on TikTok, can my guides tell me about how to move forward without reacting from trauma? You need to heal the trauma, and you'll move forward. By actually, you want to get in touch with the trauma. Look, the last 4.5 years have been a whirlwind for my life. All right, my life has been turned upside up in the last 4 years, since my guides, the angels, and all these other beings have come and talked to me and shared their knowledge and wisdom and directed me and guided me to think different things and do different things. And one of the things that that they taught me about that I really, really love is trauma. Trauma, whether you remember it, is also functional in your body. And you can actually alter and change the energy of a trauma if you understand two things. One, how to release old emotions from the body. And two, how to install a new vibration. What you saw with Nat Girl on YouTube, Nat Gal, pardon me, on YouTube is an example of that. You remember the trauma. Look, I went through trauma too. I went through 7 years of trauma and then self-imposed trauma through alcoholism and drug addiction. So I understand a lot about trauma imposed and trauma imposed by the environment. So I just want to say to you, if you can turn to the part of yourself that feels the trauma, that remembers the pain, remembers the sadness, remembers the anger, the disappointment, the shame, the guilt, whatever it is that's connected to your trauma, right? If you can turn to that part and just communicate to it, I will take care of you. I will love you. I will never abandon you. Communicate that to the part that's traumatized, because the part that's traumatized feels abandoned, it feels ignored, it feels negated. I'm with you. I love you. I will never abandon you. Those thoughts structure energy. And when you bring that thought to the place in your body, the place in your mind where trauma exists, and you bring those thoughts there, the energy of those thoughts changes. The energy of those thoughts changes the energy that's in the mind and body. And then you start to awaken, but you realize, oh, I can cause changes. And please, when you do this, when you do that right now, like do it right now, go to the part that's trauma and say, I'm with you. I love you. I will take care of you. I will never abandon you. Any thought form that's a high vibrational energy. I'm with you. I love you. I will take care of you. Really communicate it and feel how it shifts and changes. And please share what you experience. Please Share what you experience, right? Yes, I know. They're telling me this is so easy for humans to learn. This is so easy for humans to learn. It's very difficult with your existing social and political system that is in contrast to love. Much of your social and political systems are based in fear, based in a very low vibrational place. Many of you believe that your physical identity is the sole locus of who you are. And your physical identity is not the sole locus of who you are. The physical entity that you are using in this world is the conduit through which you are designed and able to express yourself creatively. It's what you express your consciousness through. I love that. Thank you so much. Keep smiling. I will. Thank you for that. Do I have anyone coming through? I'm getting a name. The first name that came to my mind was like a George. Just plain and simple, George. George with it, yes. The words stand strong on this. Stand strong on this. So this is something that's going on in your life that he wants you to stand strong on it. Not from an angry strength, but from a strength of righteousness. Not the ego righteousness, but because you know what you are doing is right. Very clear. Yes. I love that. Thank you so much. If anybody gets a message, please share your experiences of what that message means or how it affects you. Or you can leave it in the comment sections in any one of my pinned videos or on my YouTube channel below this video. For those of you that, it's so fun, it's so beautiful. So someone's saying, can you talk about the continued trauma responses and when, if you think they pass? Again, our conventional systems, and I've been through the conventional system when I was younger, went through so-called psychiatric care. It's not care at all, it's negligence from my personal experience. You must learn to recognize that your mind and your body are not who you are, but they are instruments that you must learn to operate. Trauma that you hold onto is something you need to teach your body how to release. You need to teach your body how to release the trauma. And you need to teach your mind, how to release the emotions connected to the trauma. When the emotions are released from the body, the trauma will not be there. The memory will still be there, but the trauma will not. But for you, again, as with the other, to be aware of the emotion connected to your trauma, to be aware, because that is what you're referring to with us. You're saying, when you say trauma, you're talking about the emotions that you are still holding on to from those very difficult events. So feel the emotion of the trauma, feel the emotion of the trauma, and you beautiful soul, go to the emotions of the trauma, whether it is anger or rage or guilt or shame. Whatever the emotion is, bring yourself there and come to the emotions and say, I am with you. I love you and I will take care of you. Communicate these energies to the part that's traumatized. When you communicate these energies to the part that's traumatized, it will begin to go through a spontaneous transformation. You will feel it. Do this right now. Speak those words of love, of compassion, of acceptance. I'm with you. I love you. I will take care of you. I will not abandon you. And you will feel it change. You will feel the energy change. It is what happens. It's what happens. Well, thank you so much for that question. Life is good. Yes, thank you so much. Yes. Yes, so Michelle's saying, yes, another better opportunity is mine. Don't just meditate on it. Feel the vibration. a better opportunity is available to me. Feel the vibration of that energy, because the energy organizes our experiences. Energy organizes what happens in our bodies. Whatever emotion you suddenly give attention to affects your body. Whether that emotion is projected at you from somebody else or from a TV show or a radio show or a news station, energy is being sent back and forth between you and the environment all the time. But I'm really happy for you if you go that way. Blake is asking, what advice do you have when it comes to gaining knowledge, confirmation on whether to do as a next step in my career? Also, do you feel any messages from any loved ones on the other side? Thank you so much. Hi, Blake. Well, you're asking me personally. In the first question, you're asking me personally. In the second question, they just want you to keep going forward. They're showing head up, keep your head up. Keep your head up. Yes. They're saying that the physiological responses to situations must be met from a position of physical strength for you. They just want you to stand stronger. In the first one, as for your career, again, people think that events are happening to them. No, you are creating events with your energy, with the dominant emotions that you hold on to that you've acquired from your environment. That's why you must learn to evaluate your thoughts and learn to reevaluate what thoughts generate emotions that are based in love and what thoughts you need to release that generate emotions of fear. So my question to you, Blake, is if you knew what your dream job is, if you could say, this is a job that I would love to do, if you can come to that place and say, this is a job I would love to do, you can come to that place and get into the energy of this is the job I would love to do. And you might know a specific job, but even getting the energy of this is the job I would love to do, the statement, this is the job I would love to do, creates an energy. And some people don't know what they want to do with their life, but if you can create the energy will organize opportunities. Energy organizes matter. My guardian angel John said this to me like 3.5 years ago. He said, William, emotion is the fifth state of energy, and it organizes all matter below it. All right. Very cool. Thank you so much, Blake. Appreciate the question. I got time for one more question from YouTube. Let me scroll down here. Seeing if anybody's responded. So somebody's saying, the motion you made with your body when you were answering the first part of the question is literally me right now. Yes, it works that way. We are all one, in one sense. Thank you so much. Where are we going here? Someone's saying, when I was a little girl, I fell down 10 cement steps. However, I fell from the side to fall in the bottom of the steps. I just remember waking in a car, coming home from the hospital. Did I have a near-death experience? You did leave your body. You did leave your body. Yes, it wasn't. You didn't go into a death state. You just left your body. When the body goes into trauma, the soul can disconnect from it. A lot of souls like a lot of people don't like the experience of physical pain, so they'll step out of the body. A similar thing that happens to people that are chronic alcoholics that will drink into blackouts. What happens is they literally leave the body because the damage and the harm being done to the body and the electrical disconnection forces the soul out. So they don't have a near-death experience, but they leave their body. Same with stroke, and a lot of stroke victims and coma patients that go into unconsciousness. The body's damaged, so the electrical connection between the soul and the body is broken. So they're literally not in their body. And you can communicate to them. You can literally communicate to them. But no, you didn't have a near-death experience. You had a near-life experience. So you just moved your awareness out of the localized state of physiology. I love that. Thanks so much. Let's take one more question from TikTok. Let's see that. Get a lot of questions about people asking about manifestations. If you're asking a question about a manifestation, I want to say this to you, and they tell me this all the time. If your energy, if you got the energy of wondering whether you will or will not, you're manifesting an outcome that may be contrary to your desired result. The question to ask yourself is not a question but a statement. I am manifesting exactly what I need. Feel the energy of thoughts. Feel the energy, like become sensitive. When someone's speaking to you, feel the energy of that thought. So I'll tell you something. There's only two expressions, love or fear. Yes, your manifestation will happen, by the way. You just need to release your fear that it won't. Release the fear that it won't. Because once you release the fear that it won't, then there's nothing to oppose it unfolding. But don't be attached. I'm being told to tell you, don't be attached to how it's going to come about or when it's going to come about. It's going to come about based on the way you are able to liberate your fear and stay connected to the joy of it happening, right? Yeah, thank you so much. Tracy's asking, can you tell me how I can increase my intuition and talents? Tracy, go to my website, sign up for our 101 Awakening program. Starts June the 24th of this year. And it's our 101 masterclass called Awakening, where you can learn to open up your clairs, because what you're talking about is your clairsentience, clairaudience, clairvoyance, claircognizance. And there's a process of teaching your body and your mind to go into a state where you as an awareness can begin to develop those skill sets. Because a lot of people, everybody is born with these physical senses, and everybody's born with these you want to call them psychic abilities. Clairvoyance, which means clear seeing, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance. They all have different functions. But what happens when you come into this physical dimension, everything in this world pulls your attention only to the 5 physical senses, and there's very little to train your internal senses. And our 101 Masterclass is designed to help you get reattuned to perceiving other dimensions of consciousness and information beyond the 5 physical senses. But you have to learn to train your awareness, your mind and your body into certain states of perception. And if you're distracted by what you're hearing, smelling, touching, tasting, seeing, it pulls your attention away from these internal faculties that did not get developed, because the existing planetary system in education does not loan itself to developing the inner faculties, but rather focuses on you being more externally developed. That's why a lot of people are unhappy and miserable, because everything's focusing outward, so the inner part of you is ignored and negated, the soul that you are, the beautiful you that you are. And I wish you nothing but blessings. I'm just trying to see here. Okay, so much. Any words or anything for me, William? In a housing crisis, and so worried for the kids. And I, first of all, allow me to send love, compassion, transformation, and opportunity. I want to send those energies to you. Love, compassion, opportunity, and excitement. I want to send those energies to you and your children. And I would encourage you to do everything you can about surrendering your fear. Surrendering your fear. And connect to the energy that there is a possibility of change. Consider there is the possibility of what you need happening. That's happening right now if you surrender the fear. And then I'm also being told to tell you to go out and grow and share what you want with other people, not what you think is not happening. I want a new home. Share that with people. I want this for myself and my children. Put the fear aside. The fear will simply create more of what you're having. Again, most people have been trained to try and find the problem out there, but if you can get inside and really build up the energy of, this is a great opportunity for me and my children to experience something new and wonderful. If you get in that energy, that becomes a possibility. But if you're caught up in fear and anxiety about it, that's going to create something different. but you're not doing anything wrong. You're just learning. There's no right or wrong in the process of learning. There's simply the process of learning. The outcome may be good or bad, but if you're understanding the function of creation, then there's only one outcome. If you realize that you're in a wonderful opportunity right now to experiencing something really beautiful with you and your children, that energy will create something really beautiful for you guys. I'm going to leave it there for everybody. I want to say much love to each and every one of you. Thank you for my new subscribers on TikTok, and thank you for all the questions and comments on YouTube. I want to double check once again, make sure I didn't miss any questions from my Linktree link. See what we got here. Give me a moment, guys. I almost missed it yesterday. Perfect. We're good to go. So have yourselves a wonderful, joyful day. I want to thank Archangel Raphael. I want to thank my guardian angel, John. I want to thank the presence and the wisdom and knowledge of all the others that were present with us today. And I want to thank all of you for bringing your light here. And much love. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. And I will see you guys on Monday for the Shortcuts for Your Soul at 10 a.m. on Monday. Bye for now, everybody. Thanks again, Chris. I really appreciate your efforts and your time. Thank you so much.